We will start our problem with the right angle trapezium. Then from the height of this trapezium, we will pull a line which is perpendicular to the right leg, and it divides the right leg into two segments of 8 and 18. Also, this line is pulled from the height of the trapezium in such a way so that it divides the height into upper segment which equals to the upper base of the trapezium and the bottom segment which equals to the bottom base of the trapezium, as you can see on the sketch. The question is, can we somehow calculate the area of this red trapezium? This question was sent to me by one of my subscribers, Wu, from China. Wu stated that this problem was given to him into math competition in China. So, if you guys want to try this one out for yourself, you can pause the video right now, then come back and check the solution. Alright, so let's solve this problem together. First, I'm going to label all the vertices of our trapezium as A, B, C, and D, and I will label two intersection points as E and F, as you can see on the sketch. Now, for the simplicity's sake, let's label the bottom base and the bottom segment of the height as A, and the upper base and the upper segment of the height as B. Now, let's pull a line from point E to point B, and in this way we will form this really nice isosceles right triangle ABE. Of course, since this is an isosceles right triangle, it represents the half of the square. And just as a quick reminder, if we have a square with the side of S, then the diagonal of the square must be equal to S square root of 2. If you can notice on our sketch on the left, EB is actually the diagonal of the square, so in our case it must have the length of A square root of 2. Now, also, the diagonal forms the 45-degree angle with the side of the square, which means that on our sketch on the left, the angle at the point E must be 45-degree angle. Now, using the same logic, let's pull a line from point E to point C, and as you can see, we will form another isosceles right triangle, EDC. Again, as before, we know that it represents the half of the square, so this means that EC is the diagonal and it must have the length of B square root of 2. Also, the angle at the point E of this triangle must be 45-degree angle as well. Alright, so now let's take a look at the overall angle at the point E and let's isolate this angle on the bottom. You can see that the angle at the point E consists out of two 45-degree angles, but the overall angle at the point E is 180-degree angle. This means that the remaining angle must be 90 degrees. So let's label this angle at our sketch on the left. Now we got something interesting here, because we now know for the fact that our triangle ECB is actually right-angled triangle. So we can use one really interesting theorem which applies to right-angled triangle, and it is called a geometric mean theorem. This theorem applies to any right-angled triangle, and if we pull its height, which we can label as h, and say that this height divides the hypotenuse into two segments with the length of p and q, we can apply this theorem, which states that the square of the altitude, or the height, if you will, is equal to the product of two segments into which it divides the hypotenuse. So, if we label our triangle on the right the same way as the orange triangle on the left, you can see that our height, FE squared, must be equal to the product of the segments BF and FC. And if we substitute our values from the left, we will get that FE must be equal to square root of 144, which means that FE must have the length of 12. Alright, so now you can easily solve this problem by using the formula for the area of the trapezium, and you can find the values of a and b. You can find the values of b square root of 2 as the hypotenuse of the right-angled triangle EFC, and you can use the same logic to find a square root of 2 as the hypotenuse of the triangle EFB. But there is also one really sneaky way to do this without calculating the values of a and b. And I'm going to show you this way right now because I think that it's awesome and that it will save us some time. So let's take a look at the right angle triangle EBC and let's use the Pythagorean theorem on it. We can say that the leg EB squared plus the leg EC squared must be equal to the hypotenuse BC squared. And if we substitute our values, it will look something like this. Now, let's put everything to the square, and we will get the following. Now, on the left side of the equation, we can isolate 2 as a common factor and get the following. Then, as you can see, we can simplify both sides of the equation with 2, and we will get that a squared plus b squared must be equal to 338. But remember, we are looking for the area of the whole trapezium. So we can get this area by dividing our trapezium into 3 triangles. We can say that the area of the trapezium is equal to the area of the triangle ABE plus the area of the triangle EDC and plus the area of the triangle BCE. So now you can probably notice that all 3 triangles are actually right-angled triangles. And we can also say that the area of any triangle is equal to the half of the product of its base and the height. So we can say that for the triangle ABE, its base is equal to A and the height is equal to A as well, since this is an isosceles triangle. The same thing applies for the triangle EDC. And the triangle BCE will have the base of BC and the height of FE. So now we can simplify this and substitute the values for BC and FE from the sketch. And if we group first 2 terms, we will get that that is equal to a squared plus b squared over 2 plus 312 over 2. But remember, we already have the value of a squared plus b squared, and we're going to substitute this value for 338, and we will get the following. Now we can just simplify both terms with 2, and we will finally get that the area of our red trapezium is equal to 325 squared units, and this is our solution. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do not hesitate to leave a like or subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Of course, if you found another way to solve this problem, write it down in the comment section as you always do. And until next time, see you all and take care.